me a couple of, you know what else he did? He called the CBS affiliate down there. And he said, every morning I turn on the TV and you're always talking about where the wrecks are and how hard it's going to be to get to work, but you never give us an alternate route. Who knows an alternate route better than a cab driver? So now if there's a major accident in Jacksonville, this station goes live in the field to Taxi Terry, standing there with a microphone by his cab. Phone number right there, you know, telling you the alternate route to take to work. We have this great conversation. We pull up in front of the Marriott, and once again he throws me a curve. He jumps out of his cab, he runs to the back, he opens up the trunk, he takes out my luggage and holds it like it was kin. Hands it to the bellman. Turns to me, now we've all been here, right? I mean, we all travel. This is the point where they hand you a receipt and then they hand you a business card. Here's a receipt, you know, for your expenses, and here's a business card. Please call me and I'll take you back to the airport. And what we normally do is walk out of the hotel and whatever cab's sitting there, that's what we take. He turns to me, nothing in his hand. He says, Mr. McCain, I realize you're probably going to need a receipt for your expenses, and you may want to make a reservation to get a ride back to the airport. You can do both of those. Print out your receipt and make your reservation by going to my website, taxiterry.com. A cab driver with his own website, and take care of that. He said, oh, one more thing, Mr. McCain. He said, you travel a lot, you talk to a lot of people, you're probably in a lot of cabs. He said, I'm franchising this. I'm franchising everything from the pocket PC in the cab to the, are you ready for the best cab ride of your life, to all of this. So if you ever run into a cab driver that needs help with customer service, I'm thinking that would be all of them. He said, you tell them about Taxi Terry. Well, the next morning I get up to speak for IBM. This is the biggest thing that's happened to me for a while, right? So that's how I start my speech. Hey, in there last night, are you ready for the best cab ride of your life? The entire audience went, Taxi Terry! He's the official cab driver for IBM. So now here is my fundamental question. If I can get that kind of service on a cab ride in Jacksonville, Florida, why shouldn't the customers of my businesses expect it? Why shouldn't the people that walk in the door of Express expect it? And if I'm not, or if you aren't providing that, what's our excuse? I mean, if the cab driver can do it, why don't we? And if you can think of an excuse, I need your help, because I can't think of it. I've got to hold myself to a higher standard, because if a cab driver can be that innovative, if a cab driver can change the game about what a ride is like from the airport to the hotel, surely to goodness we can find innovative ways to make that happen in our businesses. So when you get back home and you're getting ready to hit it one more time, would you think about what we talked about this morning? As you're walking out, splash a little cold water in your face, look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, today it is showtime. Thank you for the chance to be with you this morning. I really appreciate it.
Broadly speaking, what are the 3 key problems that my customer is facing today? And what am I doing about it? Just define the problem and define your present solution. Is that okay? 3 key problems, whatever they are. So go back to the customer complaints that you've received. Go back to the business complaints that they have received because of your product. It could be that. Go back to possibly the fact that some customer didn't come back to you. It doesn't matter, you just think this through and say, what are the 3 key problems that my customers are facing? And what am I doing about it? I'm trying to generalize because there's some learning there which can be applied to all of us, right? So there's a time lag, which is उसने order दिया, order लेकर check दे दिया, अब मैं fabrication शुरू कर रहा हूँ. It could be that, or it could be the fact that I have to now create an installation kit, or I have to prepare a specific machine, or I have to create a specific service or a specific tool for supplying to that particular company. And there is a time lag between order, satisfaction, usage. 3 levels. How are they handling this? They're saying we are handling this by creating engagement. So I'm keeping on talking to you. I'm keeping on talking to you. Now, very good tool and a very interesting usage of this in different perspective entirely, Sheetal, is I saw this in a different company, and About 4 years back, 4 or 5 years back, my wife was changing jobs, and she's also at a senior level, and she was changing jobs, and she was interviewed by somebody, right? Now, normally with senior positions, there will be a time lag, there will be internal discussions, there will be salary discussions, and so on and so forth. And then there is a notice period, right? She's in a senior position somewhere else, and as a good professional, she wouldn't want to say, "Achal, you go wherever you want to, I've got a better job." No, that doesn't work. So for her, at least, it definitely didn't work. So therefore, she's going to go through a 3-month notice period over there, and then move in here. What I was really amazingly surprised, and for me this is good customer service, was these HR people, for this entire period of 3 months, were in constant touch. So initially it was just 1 month later, then it became about 15-20 days later, and the last 1 month it was almost every week. "Madam, can you please send us your photograph and the way in which you spell your name so that your ID card and your visiting cards are ready?" Were they made ready? I don't know, I don't care. It was a point of interaction and engagement with a prospective customer, employee, doesn't matter. So what was happening is, my wife was feeling, "Oh wow, these people really care for me." Because at a senior position, there is always a chance that if she is now given an interview with me, she's also given interviews with 5 other different companies. कट नहीं जाना चाहिए, लास्ट मिनट में बोले कि नहीं आ रही हूँ तो हम तो झूल गए ना. और भी डेंजरस, उसने तो वो उधर से एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म लिया, क्या बोलते हैं, अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर लिया, और फिर अपने ही बॉस के पास गई, "देखिए सर, उधर इतना दे रहा है, देता है क्या?" करते हैं लोग भाई, करते हैं. This engagement process actually cut short with all of that. So I'm just correlating, saying that with my customer, there always will be time lag, whatever be the time lag. How do I engage with my customer to create that care for you? Because this engagement is not solving his problem. It is only telling him that I care. Because problem का solution नहीं दे रहा है वो. And that is creating a sense of wantedness. It's creating a sense of feeling of belonging. It is creating a sense of, so all those things that we talked about, saying emotional points which help me to bond better, is already being taken care of. Excellent example. Thank you very much for contributing. What are you doing? And please don't hesitate if you're saying, "This is my problem and I don't know how to solve it." That's a good place to be in. Yes. Okay.
Understanding this problem, we will separate out and we dedicated them only for the team who will take care of those kind of tasks. They will not be in the 4 days.
Okay.
That helps the time, customer, and that related to our business.
Good point, Niranjan sir. Very, very focused approach. The only danger that I see with this is that now, henceforth, problem solving is now no longer my area. It is special task force will do it. That's a possibility. I'm not saying it has happened in your case. It's a possibility. Do you see what I'm saying? Right. Okay. Fair enough, sir. I'm not disputing that. All I'm saying is there is a possible danger of saying this special task force is now going to solve all problems. So I can go in, create problems also if I want to. जाके चेप दो, कुछ भी करके आ जाओ, उसके बाद प्रॉब्लम होगा तो है ना स्पेशल टास्क फोर्स हैंडल करने के लिए. आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट हैज हैपेंड. It has happened with other people I know. So I'm only warning you that be careful of this as a danger कि in future ये जो आपका स्पेशल टास्क फोर्स है ये सिर्फ आपका क्या बोलते हैं ट्रबल शूटिंग टीम नहीं बन जाए. ये डेंजर आपके लिए है. अदरवाइज इट्स अ गुड सोल्यूशन. It's a workable solution, right? Somebody from this table, sir. Yes, Manish. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're doing a CSAT also. You're capturing the customer. Huh? Okay. So what you're saying is that I have a large customer base which needs service, right? Large is immaterial. I have a customer base that needs service, and since they need service which can be of varied types, right? Somebody wants something, somebody wants something else. There are varied types of varied importance, degrees of importance. I mean, again, going back to, I don't know exactly up to कौन से product बेच रहे हैं, मगर यदि मेरे घर के अंदर में 4-5 टाइप की प्रॉब्लम्स हैं तो उसमें भी प्रायोरिटी होता है. यदि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी उड़ गया और साथ साथ में नल लीक कर रहा है तो मुझे पता है कि पहले इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को सॉल्व करना है. Right? There will be priorities. So there will be different types of products which have different types of priorities, and I need to be able to categorize them and handle them at a various different levels of speed or different degrees of interaction. So my software does that. But my software does not solve the problem. It only escalates it, sorts it, puts it in a format and gives it to me so that the large database is now bitten off into small chunks, each of which I can handle separately. That's what your CRM is doing. If I had just installed a CRM and I left it at that, my problem would not have got solved. So what Manish is saying is, therefore I took a further step and I put in a set of people who are now going to handle these issues, which is perfect. What I really liked about it is also one extra step that he's added on, which is to say, whenever I hear dissatisfaction, I go out and call up to find out what. So I am now going back to my end customer and picking up his voice, especially when he is dissatisfied. That's great, right? Now, the reason we are tabulating this is because each one of us can perhaps pick up something from this and say, something here that I can do, something here that I can do, something here that I can think of, something here that I can implement, right? Great. Somebody from this table, you want to say something? Ravindra sir, you want to say something? Okay. Yes, you are also partners in So your problem was that your sales and service was separated. to generalize, to say that there was one team which is going out and selling, and then post sales there is somebody who is servicing. And what you are now saying is that the way I have handled this is by merging teams. Fair enough, different product verticals, but in that product vertical it's the same team that is doing end to end, right? But this is very important. Something that he's raising is very important for all of us to understand. Do we understand our customers from an end-to-end process? Because we are all B2B. What is my customer doing, not only with my product, but what is his value chain? उसका वैल्यू चेन क्या है, ये जब तक मुझे नहीं समझ में आएगा तब तक मैं उस वैल्यू चेन में कहाँ फिट होता हूँ कैसे पता करूँगा? उसका वैल्यू चेन क्या है? Do you understand value chain? All of you have gone through Kapil's session on values, right? And you talked about values also, where you say this coffee bean has changed from a commodity to a outstanding product when it becomes a pouch of Nescafe, right? And then it goes to a cafe coffee day and it becomes an outstanding experience, and it goes to Taj and it becomes outstanding service. And it reaches that outstanding service level. Where is it that you pay the most? Obviously at the Taj. And what are you drinking? Same coffee bean, no difference. No difference. Udupi to Taj. The same coffee bean journeyed and changed the value that it brought in. There is a value profit chain that has got created. In this value profit chain, where did you, in your product, your service, where did you fit in? Very important question that you raised, and that's important for us to understand कि मैं उसके product value chain में कहाँ हूँ, उसके value chain में मैं क्या करता हूँ. मैं steamer हूँ तो फिर मैं कॉफी डे तक रुक जाऊँगा. तो मुझे पता है उसमें गलत अच्छा कुछ नहीं, मुझे पता होना important है, क्योंकि यदि मुझे पता है तो मुझे ये पता है कि वहाँ मैं मैक्सिमाइज कैसे करूँगा. अब आज के दिन यदि मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि उसके वैल्यू चेन में मैं कहाँ हूँ, तो फिर मैं प्रोडक्ट बेच रहा हूँ और फिर मैं वो आफ्टर सेल्स सर्विस वाले टर्म में अटक जाऊंगा. एंड टू एंड सॉल्यूशन के बाहर वहाँ जा नहीं पाऊंगा. राइट? ग्रेट. एनी अदर थॉट्स, एनी अदर customer service issues and talks that you want to share? Anybody else? Anirudh Saab, you want to share anything new? Samarth? Okay, anyone from this table? Yes, Haji, Niranjan Saab. Yes, sir. On the same time, it allows me to become a collaborator with somebody else and say, now, here, Mr. Cisco, please come, join hands with me, and we get together, we are going to go to XYZ company, and we are going to give them a solution. What is going to happen is, you started by your hand being above. You have started giving.